Hello friends, welcome to Abhinav Goswami Law classes. So friends, in this video, we are going to discuss section 20 of Indian Evidence Act. So it is very easy, very small section, so we will try to complete it as quickly as possible. So friends, if you have your Barrett with you, please open it up. Open section 20, I am going to read from there. Very simple section. Nothing is required. I will just clarify what are the minimum requirements that are there for section 20 and we are done for today. So section 20, admission by persons expressly referred to by party to the suit. Okay. Statements made by persons to whom a party to the suit has expressly referred for information in reference to a matter in dispute are admissions. Okay. So very simple. I hope you must have understood like 50-60% of this just by reading it. So friends, as we are doing, as you know, that when we discussed with the what was defined, what is meant by admission. So there are two categories that we are dealing with. First, we are dealing with what are the persons whose statements are admissions, and then we will deal with the circumstances in which they are admitted. So as far as section 18, 19, and 20, the last section that we are going today, belong to the category which tells you about the persons whose statements are admissions. So 18, 19 we have already covered. So friends, as far as section 20 is concerned, it is making statements of those persons who are completely stranger to the suit. Okay, so section 18 was like talking about parties to the suit or agent to the parties to the suit or from whom interest was derived or who were in any way interested in the subject matter. Okay, or section 19 was talking about the position of parties there. Because of their position, the statements of certain person was becoming relevant. But as far as section 20 is concerned, it is making statements of complete strangers admissible as admissions under Indian Evidence Act. And how it is doing it and why it is doing it, that the first purpose of section 20 is that statement is made by a person to whom one of the parties to the suit has expressly referred to. So this person, this stranger, has been expressly referred by one of the parties for information. And information in regard to the matter in dispute. So if any of the parties to the suit has referred to a particular person for information or for any particular opinion in regard to the matter, the fact in issue, the matter which is in dispute, the statement of that person become relevant under section 20, though that person is completely stranger. Yes, he may have nothing to do with the dispute. He may not be interested in it. He may not be not any way interested. But just because one of the parties to the suit, either the plaintiff or the defendant, has referred to that person for information, that makes him eligible that his or her statements are admitted as admissions under section 22. So only two requirements, that he must be expressly referred by one of the parties. Okay, expressly referred by one of the parties for information, and that information has to be related to this fact in issue, dispute of a matter. Okay, so expressly referred information in regard to fact and issue. So when these two conditions are satisfied, then the statements of such a person become admissible as admissions under section 20. Okay, now we will quickly do the illustration. The question is whether a horse sold by A to B is sound. So what is the dispute? Whether the horse which was sold by A to B was of sound mind or not. This is the main question, sound mind or physically sound or not. Okay, so A says to B, A is saying to B, go ask C. C knows all about it. C's statement is an admission. Why friends? Why C's statements are becoming admissions? Because C has been expressly referred by A, right? This is the first thing. And C's statement, whatever he says, is going to be in regard to the soundness of that horse. That is the fact in issue. That is the main dispute that is there. So both the conditions are satisfied. But friends, you must always take care that this reference by one of the parties to that third person has to be expressed. This is very necessary. He must mention the name of that person either orally or on document. There must be express reference to a third person. Implied reference will not be counted as far as section 20 is concerned. Okay, this is very important that you understand. And the second most important thing that you need to understand as far as section 20 is concerned is that, friends, it becomes very necessary that the statements which this third person is going to make can only be used against the person who has referred to him. Okay, so for example, A is referring to C for information. So whatever the statement C is going to make can only be used against A, not B. They can be used for the benefit of B, but can't be used against B. They can only be used against A because he is the person who has referred to him. This is a normal rule, because obviously you will choose the party for statements which are suitable to which is on your side. So obviously, if he says something wrong, that can only be used against you, not to another party. He can take benefit of that, but he can't be made subject of contradictory statements, right? So simple, in simple words, what you need to understand about section 20 is that there has to be express reference to a third party, and that statements has to be in relation to the factor issue or dispute in matter, and those statements can only be used against the person who has referred to that party. So friends, I hope you have understood what I was trying to say as far as section 20 of Indian Evidence Act is concerned. It is quite important section, but I will still say it is very easy. Okay, if you remember these three requirements. Okay, so friends, with this I will close this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and join my live chat on Telegram. The invitation link to the Telegram group is pasted in the description to the video. Until then, friends, be safe. Bye bye. I'll see you very soon.